Thank you guys for getting on. You can go ahead and share this video as a watch party. Hey, Elizabeth and Carla. Thank you guys for being with us today. I am Rachel Frazier. Most of you know that already. Owner and director of Yet Praise Dance Company. And today I am excited again. I'm always excited. This Friday killing her, y'all. But I want to do what I do. And I want to, I'm excited about this because of who's here with us today. I have my really good friend, Shakirra Williams. She is the leader of our sign language ministry at Smoking for Jesus Ministry under the leadership of Pastor Willie L. Monet Sr. based out of Vernon, Texas. That's our ministry. And so, but I want to just tell you guys a little bit about Shakirra. I remember the very first time Shakirra came into the dance ministry. Now, we know she's sign language. And the Lord had given her this beautiful, beautiful presentation to Behind the Veil. And this one right here, her mind is creative. She does skits and drama and poetry, and she writes short skits and plays and stuff for our school. I don't even know if we had enough time to talk about the different giftings, but I'm just like so grateful that she's a part of our team and for what she's going to bring to the table, because I believe in surrounding myself with people that are real and are genuine. And that's what I want to bring to you guys today. Someone that's real, someone that's genuine, and somebody that I know is about living holy, and they do it in their everyday lifestyle. So with that being said, again, I want to introduce you all to Shakirra Williams. And so I know this is like not her thing, but I'm just grateful she's willing to be here. So with that being said, if you guys have questions, just chime in. I'm reading them on this end from the laptop. But we're going to talk about the conference, Returning to Holiness, July 18th, 19th, and 20th in Austin, Texas. This is going to be our life-defining moment in God. And what I mean by that is just creating an atmosphere, an opportunity for you to be one-on-one with God, even though we're having all these classes and different things to help usher you into His presence. But that's what the point is. The point is that God will be glorified and give you what you need during this time. Register at YetPraiseDanceCompany.com under the Return to Holiness tab. So today, with Shakirra, I got some questions for you. And so the first question is, what do you think? What does returning to holiness mean to you? And why do you think that this conference is needed?
Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you for the awesome introduction. But to me, returning to holiness, I like that you put returning, because we as the church was always supposed to be holy. And I do believe, especially in dance, that we have gotten away from holiness. I think a lot has just become about performance or whatever. So that's why I like the idea of returning to holiness, because I do believe as a church we were once holy and we're always called to be holy. So we just need to return to holiness. And returning to holiness, I think, means that you're getting back to a place where God is first, where it's all about God and just surrendering yourself to God. I think we talked before, holiness is not so much about what you wear, what you don't wear, what you do, all the legal things and stuff like that. But it's a place where you surrender your life, your will to God, to where you're willing to do whatever He asks you to do. And all that other stuff is going to fall in line if you have a surrendered life.
You said something really big that I think we don't talk about enough in church, is that surrendered life. So what about a person who knows they should have this surrendered life, but they're struggling with cultural things, and the culture don't believe in no surrendered life, even the new age church culture. What would be something you would tell them to encourage them about living a surrendered life in this day and age and culture? What would be something that you would motivate them?
Well, the main thing I would say to motivate them is, on Judgment Day, who are you going to answer to? You're not going to answer to culture. You're not going to answer to the world. You're going to answer to God. So basically, that's who you always have to consider that you're going to have to answer to. What you've done with this whole life, no matter the giftings, everything, no matter how many times you danced or whatever and everything, you're going to still have to answer to God what you did with this life and how you live with this life according to His Word. And in His Word, He does cause us to be holy. He says, be ye holy as I am holy. He didn't say, be holy if you want to, as I am holy. He specifically says, be ye holy as I am holy. So then, and as an encouragement, keep that before you, even keeping just eternity before you. You know, that there's a life after all of this, you know, because I know sometimes it is hard to live a holy lifestyle, even your culture, your background, where you came from, things you were taught and everything. But at the end of the day, this all is temporary, you know. So just always thinking that the decisions you make for today will affect where you're going to spend eternity, and even just the quality of your life as a Christian.
That's awesome. These are things that I don't think I've ever heard any of that on a live video. You know, I mean, not nowadays, but I think that's good. Let's talk about, thank you to everybody that's joining. Thank you for the thumbs up. We appreciate that. Keep that going. It's very encouraging. What advice would you give to those who, well, we talked about that. We covered that. In your classes, what's something that the attendees can expect?
Well, as far as from a sign language perspective, they can just expect to, I guess, get an insight on how to express yourself, you know, to God without using words, and just at a different level than, you know, dance, but just to where you can really just pour out your heart to God through using sign. You know, because when you think about it, sign language is supposed to be, it's nonverbal. It's because I can't really express it with my mouth, or I'm not expressing it with my mouth, so I'm going to use my hands, gestures to express it. So it's just another form, a way that you can express your gratitude, appreciation to God, and even express, you know, I believe and I would like for them to learn or get away from the class that they can use this as an outlet to even express frustrations or express to God where you're at, you know, or whatever and stuff, because that helps me a lot. Because sometimes even our group will do songs, and a lot of times we'll pray and ask God with song, and just so having that song He lays on our heart is right where, for me personally, sometimes right where I'm at. But whether I'm frustrated, whether I'm just going through certain things, and that through that song I can just really it's kind of like praying, talking, communicating with God just through the sign, and it just really encourages me and gets me through whatever I'm going through. So I hope that people can get away from the class and they can use this as an outlet to communicate with God.
We have a question. Coming in from Chelsea. She says, "How do you begin to pick up and learn sign language?"
Well, in the class, that's what I'm going to discuss, is that a lot of times people get intimidated thinking that they have to learn the conversational sign language, and that's not what we do. Because actually, to learn conversational sign language takes a long time, but it's the difference between what we do in conversational sign language. We use sign language as an expression. A lot of times what I'll ask people is, you know, how would you say hi? Just using your hands. How would you say bye? That's sign language. So it's like you already know some sign language already. And I use that to kind of break the ice that it's not that you have to learn this whole language, you know, to do sign language. You can pick up and start right where you're at. Just start learning a few songs. In our group, when we first started several years ago, we just got together, got a list of common words we hear in Christian songs: love, grace, God, you know, Lord, and then we just start picking up and learning from there. So you can start from there. Just make a list of words that you commonly hear in Christian songs or some of the songs you like, and then just start from there.
Well, I remember one time we used to have this book.
Yes.
Do y'all still use the book sometimes?
Yes, we use.
I still have a couple of them. I got 2 in the drawer, so I'll go put them out in the video, and I'll kind of hold them up and tag their information into the comments section, because I know we use those books way back when I didn't know if y'all still use.
Yeah, we use the books, and a lot of times we use the websites and stuff.
Yes, Google age now. This was before everybody had smartphones.
Exactly.
We had books. But I still like the book because I'm so easily distracted on my phone. I go there to get something, and then I don't just message, just text. Oh, notification. So, let's see. I would like for you to talk about, I know you know some of our instructors that are going to be there. Pick one person on our docket, our program, and just share what you think about. And it could be worship leader or the speakers, instructors, whoever, and just share about one of them.
Well, I'm kind of partial on this one.
No, no.
But I know Danita, that's my bestie, and we.
Really?
Yeah.
Should I be jealous? I was in the way too.
You wasn't supposed to hear that.
I know.
But Danita, actually Danita does sign language also, and she's in our sign language group as well. But Danita, we actually both started out in the dance ministry together, doing a sign language song. And so we were asked to do a sign language song that everybody was doing, and from there we began to be part of the actual dance ministry. And Danita, she's like one of the sweetest persons, and we are like total opposites. So it's kind of like we balance each other. I'm like rough, and she's like smooth. So we kind of balance each other out or whatever. But one thing that I can say about her is when she joined the dance ministry, she was going through a really hard time, and I always remember that she stated that dance was what helped her. It was her way to freedom, you know, or whatever, from what she was going through. And so she danced her way to her freedom and to her deliverance, you know, whatever. And I believe that she's passionate about everything that she does and everything she puts her heart to. And that's what I would say about her.
Well, I want to jump in and piggyback about Danita. I really thank God for her, because even when the Lord gave me the vision for this studio, Danita and Shakirra, because Shakira's daughter Jana was my first student before the studio, before all of the stuff y'all see here. Like literally, the two of them have always motivated me to do God's will with the dance. And I mean, honestly, in the very beginning, getting started, that was stuff that carried me through, knowing that they believed in me, because it was hard to believe in myself when you got this vision and the lack of funds and lack of support from other places, you know. So when you got people that's really behind you, backing you and pushing you, that was such a great motivator for me doing what I'm doing. But to go back to Danita, she was our very first employee. She came on as a volunteer and just served. She was like, whatever you need me to do, I'm doing it. I believe that this is what God wants. And she was our toddler instructor. And when I tell y'all, this sister got in there with them little babies that was running all over the place, and she brought order and structure, and they looked amazing. You know, you could always go back on our YouTube channel and see some of their little dances where she had them in there, and they was getting it. They was getting their praise on. And so she's a faithful person. I mean, you don't find a lot of people that are faithful and committed. And that's one thing about Danita. I believe she's very faithful and committed. She's not going to quit on you. She's going to finish. She's going to finish whatever God has entrusted to her care. I want to just say thank you right now. There's quite a few of you on the video. I want to say thank you guys for clicking in. Nicole says, I'm trying to learn sign language and incorporate it into my dance. I think it's possible. My goal, Sister Maria, does it beautifully. Thank you for sharing that. Do you have any questions that you'd like to ask our instructor, Shakirra Williams? While we're on this video, you can go ahead and chime in the comment section. Thank you for what you guys are sharing. I'm going to go in with one more question to give you time to formulate or come up with whatever you want to ask. Brianna from Convention says Jason Huxley knows some basic sign, and it's 12 signs at 18 months. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So what we did kind of touch this a little bit, but after somebody, what expectation should somebody have coming into your class? What would you like them to expect to receive?
Just to receive encouragement, right where they're at, even in their dance, sign language, or whatever. Some, I think, may probably have never done sign language, and some may actually do sign language. A lot of times what I find is in churches they may have one person that does sign language, but I hope that they can expect to get something so where it would ignite a fire in them to go back to their ministry and begin their own group, or whatever. And that's what I hope. Yes, that's what I hope. And even if not at your ministry, maybe in your community, maybe you can get something going in your community, and maybe that could be an outreach, an outreach to be able to, minister to others or whatever. I know our groups, we used to go to the nursing home. And I mean, they thought we was the best thing since sliced bread. And we just thinking, oh, we're just, whatever. But it was just, they were just so excited to have to see somebody come and take that time out with them, and even just to see the sign, whatever and stuff. So I just pray that they come away with just being able to see what can they do to use sign language to minister and even be a witness to others.
I like what you said. Right now in this time, everybody wants to be on a program. Everybody wants to be on a flyer. Everybody wants to be the keynote speaker. And for you to say, man, the nursing home, and I know y'all did this because I remember, but I think that I really hope you guys didn't just kind of hear that and let it brush off or whatever, move on from it. Nursing home ministry, that for a lot of people, that's their last stop, and so if you could impart something to them or give them that love, that's a powerful thing. And so I want to just charge us to go back to some of that. Some of the beginnings in the basic prison ministry, nursing home ministry, even homeless shelters. A lot of times they'll do like a feeding program or something. Call them up and ask them, can you come while they're feeding the people and minister? That's the stuff we should be calling people and asking, can we go and be a part of? Not the big conference people. Hey, can I be an instructor for you? My honorarium is this amount. It is what it is. I have to throw that out there. Chelsea says, where should you start to incorporate into the dance, even for the deaf and hearing impaired, to understand the song that you're ministering to?
Well, I would say, like I said before, just start with the basic words. If you're going to incorporate it into a dance or do like a full dance, focus more on the main words in the song, because a lot of times we can't sign every single word. And actually in American Sign Language for the deaf, they don't sign every single word. Like, say I'm talking to Rachel and I would be like, I went to the store yesterday. They don't sign, I went to the store yesterday. They don't sign each single word. A lot of times they use they'll use one sign for a whole phrase or whatever. And that's the same thing with sign language in a dance. So they don't get so hung up on whether they're going to understand. I believe a lot of times if you just allow God and the Spirit to move, they will understand, or whatever. But stick to the main words in the song and in that verse. And a lot of times we break it up verse by verse, and we go through it, and we think about, okay, if I was deaf, or if I was looking at these signs, would I understand, or would I know, get the basis of what you're saying? And the expression carries a long way too, how you expressing when you're signing and everything.
So how important are your facial expressions and should it be more facial expression and hand movement, or should it be all the body movement? What do you suggest?
Well, it should be balanced. The facial expression and the hands, because you don't want to distract from the hands. And also, a lot of times it depends on what type of song it is. A lot of times if we do like a more somber song, we'll kind of dramatize that more to kind of, express the song or whatever. But if it's a hype, upbeat song, we may not have to do as much, or whatever, improvising or whatever with it and stuff. So that's what I would say. Because even if you ever watch people that are deaf talking to each other, their face is moving and their face is, is going along with their hands. Or whatever. So
I'm gonna tag in the comment section of this video one of the videos that I have from Shakirra with Signs of Fire, which is the ministry the Lord entrusted her to lead, so you can kind of see what she's talking about too. So I'll tag one of their videos in the comments of this video. If you have any more questions, go ahead and chime in on that now. We have a few more minutes before our video is over. I do see that we have another question. And Shakirra, this is about dance ministry, but you can chime in on it too, and then I'll chime in on it. It says, should dancers minister and dance every Sunday at their local church? What do you think about that? You know what I think about that. You go first.
Well, actually, to be honest, I believe yes. If your leadership allows you, yes. Because technically, and when I'm in the audience, I'm signing every song, anyway, or whatever. And sometimes, if we don't necessarily, because at our ministry, our dancers do dance certain Sundays before the congregation with the praise team or whatever. And sometimes, if the Spirit moves, I'll get out that aisle, I'll go to the front, and I'll just start ministering and sign. But you definitely know it got to be act of God.
Yes, it's got to be the Holy Ghost.
Whatever. But the only thing, and this is what I tell in my group, is that especially if we're signing with the praise team, it's not about us. We're helping this worship. We're teaming with the praise team, and we're just coming along with them to help usher in the congregation. We're not just going out there to try to, be seen and stuff like that. And that way we kind of balance. We don't overpower somebody singing a solo, and stuff like that. But we're just like letting the praise team or the soloists know we coming in there with you. We got your back. We all on this goal to usher in, God's people into His presence.
Well, I'm adding the video while you're talking.
So what you think?
Well, let me add this video. I think a lot. I could probably type a lot faster if I had some shorter nails. All right, so the video is in the comments, so you can check out Signs of Fire. But going back to the comment, the question, I definitely think if your leadership allows you to minister every Sunday and dance, 100% do it. For a season of my life, I literally came to church every Sunday dressed in my dance clothes. But let me fast forward. Before that season happened, I would find myself in the midst of praise and worship. The praise was high and the presence of the Lord moving. And everybody in the church knew if I turned to the right and started walking out, they knew I was going home to change and put my dance clothes on because I lived near the church. And literally, it would be this mad dash. And my children, some of my daughters would literally, if they saw me, they just stopped what they were doing and ran behind me. And I would literally start undressing from the time I closed the door to church till I got to the house. And when I mean undressing, I mean if I had on jewelry, I start taking that kind of stuff off or whatever. And by the time I made but like I was saying, by the time I get to the house, you know, they're helping me to quickly dress. Then I make a mad dash, run back into the church, and then I pick up and I start dancing. And so I did that so much until finally I was like, okay, Lord, do you want me to do this like all the time? And I was so afraid and so fearful because I feared what other people gonna think about me. That was the biggest thing. Are they thinking I just want to be seen? Because I am a person that naturally loves to be before people. I love when they say, who can do this? I'm like, me, I can do it. And so, but a lot of times that does come across as you just want to be seen. And so for a long time, it was just this great fight within me. But the truth of the matter is, I just wanted to be used. I wanted to be a part of what our praise team was doing and creating this environment for people to hearts to be softened and made pliable. So when the word came forth that our pastor was preaching, he can go right there and that word will be able to get on the good grounds of our hearts because it's already been tenderized. And so one time our school went to a student convention and they had this zip line. And I used to be so courageous. I could jump off anything, do anything, swim to the middle of the little ocean, the river, wherever we be at, jump off, do this, get on all the rides. But in my older age, I don't particularly care to do those things anymore.
Wisdom.
Yeah, girl. And so I kind of developed this real timidness about these things. And so we get to the convention and there's a zip line, and I just knew at this moment that I had to jump off this zip line. I don't know how high it was. It was way out of my comfort zone, straight up. So I get up there and the pole on the zip line doing like this, and I'm like, Jesus, what did I get myself into? Long story short, when I jumped off the zip line, I can remember this like it was yesterday, y'all. I felt like something break. So when I jumped off the zip line, it was like the Lord freed me from that part of fear that was keeping me from going forth to minister every Sunday. And so from that time for a season, every Sunday I just came to church in my dance clothes. Every Sunday. And literally, we had other services, and I always made sure I dressed comfortably enough because I'm going in.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. I remember at one point, even our pastor's wife had told us as a dance ministry to make sure you come in something to where you could be able to dance, like if the praise was high, make sure you had, whether it was a long skirt, but just something that you would be able to dance, and not necessarily dance clothes, but if, just to always be ready, whatever.
That's a powerful statement. Mm-hmm. Always be ready. I mean, y'all hear that? Always be ready. You don't know. We come into church expecting. We're coming to church to give of ourselves, to receive from God, but God may actually want to use you in that process to do that. But if you got your fitted garments on, that might not be your Sunday. He just going to skip over you and go to somebody else. And we don't ever want to be skipped over and the Spirit say, oh no, not you, you ain't ready, and go to this next one. We always want to be in a posture ready for God to use us. So thank you guys. I see all of your comments. They're saying, yes, that's how I feel. Yes, same here, in agreement. So what I want you to do, go ahead, share this video to your page. Invite people to the conference. Are you guys coming? Are you going to be returning to Holiness July 18th, 19th, and 20th? If you're not, and you would like to sponsor someone to come, because I do have a few people that I know personally that have had some financial hardships, and they want to be a part of this move, and the reason that they want to be a part of the move is because they know that they need something from the Lord. And so if you want to sponsor someone, I'm going to also have that link in here where you can give online to sponsor someone. You don't have to pay the whole ticket amount, or if you want to pay the whole ticket amount, praise God, we need that. But whatever you want to give, we're going to give it towards those, because we've given away quite a few tickets. And so if you would like to contribute to that and bless someone else to come and get what they need from God, we really, really would appreciate it. July 18th, 19th, 20th, Austin, Texas. Returning to Holiness. Register at yetpraisedancecompany.com. Again, I want to thank Shakirra for being here with us, and I hope that she's going to be doing 2 classes. I hope that you can look at the schedule on the website and pick your classes in advance, and I hope that one of the classes you're picking is her class, because we incorporate a lot of that in dance and it is needed, okay? And I don't see sign language instructors on anybody else's conference program, so utilize her class. So thank you guys for being with us today. If this video is already aired, you have questions, hit me up in Messenger. We'll be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you guys.